what's Hollywood's favorite shortcut for making a character sympathetic? You make them an orphan. But that's not because the writers are lazy, that's because watching a character start from nothing and then become awesome is so much fun to watch. Just like the 10 characters you're about to see. So hey, I'm Nervous Nick for Screw Attack's Top 10 Awesome Orphans.
Number 10.
Bond. James Bond. One name is all it takes for your brain to instantly think about the slick and sophisticated secret agent otherwise known as 007. After his parents passed away, the 11-year-old Bond, James Bond, was sent to live with his aunt, but by his early 20s, he was already well on his way to becoming the gadget-wielding spy hero we all know and love. Of course, not everything about Bond, James Bond has aged well. There's definitely an argument to be made that he's a misogynist, which is obviously no bueno. But that aside, there's no denying that his other more praiseworthy skills are what make him top 10 worthy.
Number 9.
Oh, look at this! Another Disney movie where the main characters are orphans. But no orphan, Disney or otherwise, is quite like Elsa from Frozen. Elsa's got the uncanny ability to create snow and ice, a power which went so out of whack that it plunged her whole country into a permanent winter. On accident! Until like the end of the movie when she discovered the power of love or something like that, but anyway. Cue's super memorable and overplayed musical number in which she creates an entire ice castle by stomping her foot once. But this is one orphan you don't want to screw with. She could stab you with ice spikes, freeze you from the inside, or if she really felt like it, create living snow golems to smash you to pieces. Yes, this girl can create life. I'm not saying Elsa's the most OP Disney princess ever, but she probably is the most OP Disney princess ever.
Number 8.
The year was 1944. Forests across America faced a seemingly unconquerable threat: forest fires. After one particular blaze left a young bear cub without his family, he became known to the world as the legendary Smokey Bear. What makes a random bear so awesome? Well, for starters, he's a master of disguise, he's lifted more than 700 pounds, he beat a gorilla, and he can grow to the size of a mountain range. Not to mention that his ad campaign helped drop annual forest fires by 80%. Oh yeah, also, he's a bear? Bears equal awesome!
Number 7.
Let me level with you guys for a second. I don't know how this guy keeps getting on our top 10s, but I do know that Naruto is a perfect example of a rags to riches orphan. It's almost like he's an anime protagonist or something. But when I say riches, I don't mean literally rich, unless he can spend Rasengan somewhere. Nowadays, Naruto's got a wealth of pure ninja skills, chakra, and a hunger for ramen. Plus, I don't think too very many other entrants on this list are gonna dodge light speed loogies or survive attacks that cut the moon in half.
Number 6.
Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, the Unburnt, Stormborn, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, the Queen of Marine, Yunkai, and Astapor, Daenerys Targaryen has more titles than Game of Thrones has sex scenes. And boy oh boy are they deserved. The titles. Not the sex, okay, well maybe the sex scene, I don't know. Despite growing up sans parents with an abusive brother, Dany made the best of her situation and then some. She's conquered cities, won the respect and loyalty of the Dothraki, abolished slavery, is immune to fire, and that's not even counting the fact that her go-to pets and modes of transportation are freaking dragons! Dany's big heart may slow her down at times, but this is one orphan who has accomplished a lot, and she's not even done yet. Team Dany for the Iron Throne, baby! Plus, again, dragons! I would totally trade my parents for dragons any day!
Number 5.
Orphanhood is a traumatizing thing to go through unless you're either oblivious to life like Goku or tough as nails like Vegeta. But since we're looking for Dragon Ball's coolest orphan Saiyan, Vegeta is the answer. There's no question about it. The evil Lord Frieza destroyed Planet Vegeta and wiped out King Vegeta, which left this Vegeta as one of the last of his kind. But instead of feeling sorry for himself, Jeets went on a quest for immortality just so he could get some good old-fashioned revenge. For as long as he's been in the Dragon Ball series, the cocky Saiyan Prince has been one of the most powerful characters, usually second only to Goku and whoever the big bad villain is at the time. And if nothing else, you've gotta respect Vegeta for probably the biggest tearjerker moment in the series, his self-sacrifice. Gets me every time, man. Gets me every time!
Number 4.
Some call her gaming's first lady, but today, I'm calling her number 4 on our list. Samus Aran's parents may have been annihilated by a flying purple space dragon, but thankfully, that wasn't the end of her story. After being raised by bird aliens, she turned to a life of bounty hunting with a slick gunship and a smoking suit of space armor. With it, Samus can survive extreme temperatures, shoot energy, and extinct a whole species of jellyfish things by herself. Well, almost make them go extinct. Plus, her power suit lets Samus run faster than the speed of sound. Pretty handy ability considering how many exploding planets she's escaped.
Number 3.
Even though he never knew his dad, even though he witnessed his mom get slaughtered by demons, and even though he thought his only other relative was dead for most of his life, that wasn't enough to keep Dante down. As a half-human, half-demon, Devil May Cry's poster boy is all about weapons, demon slaying, weapons, jokes, and, you guessed it, running down the side of a building at Mach speeds. Most of all, Dante just does not care. No matter who or what he's fighting, Dante will kill them and look good doing it. Did he just kill a bunch of demons by shooting a billiards ball?
Number 2.
They say that everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and for 12-year-old Aang, that meant freezing himself in a block of ice that wouldn't thaw out for a century. When he woke back up, well, the Fire Nation had sort of killed his parents, and everybody he ever knew or loved. With the power of 100 suns, life's rough. But that didn't stop him from growing up as a happy-go-lucky kid who just so happened to be able to manipulate almost every kind of element there was. Airbending, earthbending, firebending, waterbending. Not metal bending, though. Can't do that. Casual observation here. Does anybody else think that Aang kind of looks like if Caillou had the powers of Captain Planet?
It's number 1.
It seems like almost every single superhero out there is an orphan. So much so that this list could have very easily been filled with nothing but Marvel and DC characters. But after like 80 years, I don't think anybody needs an introduction to Bruce Wayne. He's so popular by this point that you know exactly why he deserves the top spot. For some, being an orphan is nothing more than an obstacle in life, but for Batman, it's his everyday motivation. And that's what's so inspiring about him. Because of one particularly sucky night, Bruce decided to do his part to make the world better. He protects his city, joins with others to protect his planet, and does it all with nothing but his own ingenuity. And the billions of dollars that his parents left him with, because that also definitely helps. For our secret number 11, let me tell you about a mouse who grew up in St. Marinera's orphanage. Chuck E. Cheese himself never had a birthday party when he was little because nobody knew when his birthday even was. Chuck's got a surprisingly depressing backstory, but at least now Mr. Cheese gets to celebrate every single day. Having a birthday every day is most definitely awesome.